Mr. Akın. Yeah, I put your presentation on the screen. Mr. Akın, you can start.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
You see it now?
Yes, please. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you. Speak louder, please.
Okay,
We can hear you.
You can hear me. Sorry, let me just, okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Akın Sanda. I'm a lawyer, I'm a commercial lawyer.
Mr. I have to remove Mr. Gata. He's violating. Okay, go ahead, Akın.
Okay. So, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present today, Mr. Rassit. So, once the screen is back up, I can talk. Okay. So my presentation is about doing business in Nigeria today. My name is Akın Sanda. I'm a lawyer. I run a commercial law practice based out of Lagos. Next slide, sir. So I am talking about Nigeria here. So Nigeria is probably the largest black nation on earth right now, with a population of over 230 million people. The currency we use in Nigeria is called the Naira. The official language is English. We have like three trunk cities. There's one that is the capital city, which is called Abuja. The commercial city is in Lagos. And we have 36 states. Now, our legal system is a mixture of English law, common law, customary law, and also Sharia law. Sharia is mostly practiced in the northern part of Nigeria, while customary law is practiced in accordance with the customs and traditions of people, and that's mostly in southern Nigeria. So next slide, sir. So why Nigeria? Like I mentioned, apart from the population, Nigeria has abundant resources, both natural and human resources as well. Nigeria is very arable, so Nigeria has is a large opportunity area for agriculture. We have cash crops, from cocoa to cashews to groundnuts to sesame seeds to dried ginger, and Nigeria is a hub, particularly in West Africa, for most of these cash products. Now, for natural resources, Nigeria is one of the large oil-producing countries, not only in Africa, but across the world. Apart from oil, which is one of our main points of the economy, we have over 33 minerals in over 450 occurrences. And those minerals range from the metallic minerals to the mineral fuels, to the industrial minerals, and also to the precious metals as well. I'm going to have a talk about that slightly later. So, apart from that, Nigeria is every manufacturer's dream, because you have a potential customer base of over 200 million people. And mind you, a large percentage of Nigeria's population are mostly within the ages of 17 to about 40. So that is a huge market for anyone who has particularly innovative products, not only in tech, but also in manufacturing, because this is a very huge market to play in. Now, Nigeria also has a very resilient economy, considering that in Nigeria we have 3 major languages and well over 250 different ethnic groups, with different laws for different states. This has become, I would say, a strength for Nigeria's economic dominance. Yes, every day we hear South Africa is the largest economy, but Nigeria is not very far behind because Nigeria operates a thriving free market economy. And also, there are a lot of investment incentives for those who want to do business in Nigeria. So for manufacturers, they have tax holidays, waivers. Nigeria has quite a couple of free trade zones. And foreign investors are guaranteed the repatriation of their profits back to their respective locations. So at this time, because the last 2 or 3 governments have been trying to diversify away from oil, the major important sectors or very attractive sectors are agriculture, technology, the service sectors, construction, because there is a lot of infrastructure work going on, and other what I'll call tech-related businesses, fintech banking. But manufacturing is still a huge base, though we have what you call teething problems as it relates to energy. And this is also an avenue for those who are into energy production, either by way of renewables or by way of gas. That this is also a very, very vibrant market as well. So next slide, please. What I have done here is I've given you just a broad spectrum of the type of mineral resources that we have in Nigeria. So we have minerals ranging from iron ore to gold, to coal, to barite, lead and zinc. We have bitumen and limestone. And also, most of these are found in diverse areas of Nigeria, including silicon. Now, recently, with the global importance of lithium, Nigeria, there are quite a lot of minerals that have lithium traits, either by way of lapidolite or ambligolite. So Nigeria also has minerals that come from part of the southwest that have traces of lithium in them, and there are quite a lot of manufacturers, miners who are looking at that sector. So next slide. So I just want to briefly introduce myself again properly. My name is Akın Sanda. I'm a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. I've been a member since 1999. I'm a notary public. I was previously a historian before I became a lawyer. So I have considerable knowledge, not only from the legal side, but also from the socio-economic and political side of things, especially in countries within Africa, with Nigeria being my case study. Now, apart from being a lawyer in the commercial sector, I have additional experience working with companies who have operated in renewable energy, green building solutions, mining, produce and commodities exports, and also venture investing, mostly for small companies where they run into partnership with bigger companies as feedstock for their operations. So my other skills, based on my experience, I can say that I offer business advisory. I also have good knowledge of exports, entrepreneurship, the technology and social sector, as well as sustainability. Apart from being a lawyer, I'm very deeply passionate about Africa, and that has taken me to quite a couple of African countries spread across the whole regions of Africa. So I believe there are opportunities in Africa. Africa is ready for business. We need to tinker with some few things, but everything is possible with those who are really very interested and have the mindset. I think that's very important. They must have the mindset of doing business in Africa. There will be ups and downs, but there are always opportunities at the end of the tunnel. So next slide, sir. So for businesses interested in doing business, particularly in Nigeria, Nigeria has a wide range of corporate entities. For our understanding, I've just listed the ones that are particular where foreigners can actually participate, which are the private limited liability companies, which must have a minimum of 2 directors. I think this is the most popular corporate entity and corporate structure used by many foreign businesses who are interested in doing business in Nigeria. The others are the PLCs, which usually used for very large companies. We have the company limited by guarantee. They're more what you call non-profit, but they're non-profit companies, so they don't have any share capital, and and they don't distribute profits. Then we now have the incorporated trustees, which are mostly what you call the NGOs in other parts of the world. They are basically non-profits as well, and they don't distribute any profits to any of their members. Then lastly, we have the unlimited companies. Yeah, but for our context, the most widely used corporate entity is the limited liability company, which is the private limited liability company on the left-hand side of your screen. So next slide, sir. So in order for any foreign business to conduct or transact business in Nigeria, the position of the law is that you must be registered in Nigeria, except when you are doing, let me say, like a Nigerian governmental project that is probably funded by any of the international development agencies, or where the collaborative government, maybe like the Nigerian and Turkish government, are trying to do an infrastructure project. So that way you can be granted a waiver. But apart from that, the law prescribes that you must be registered in Nigeria. Now, for you to set up business in Nigeria, you need to understand some of the things that are required from you, which I have listed out here. You must do your business incorporation. Up until last year, the minimum share capital was 10 million, but now with the regulation of 2023 or 2024, the minimum shareholding must be 100 million. Then once you do that, what I would say in moving to the next question is many people come to do business in Nigeria, but they don't take advantages of the incentives that are available. It is usually better when a company as a foreign national comes in to do business in Nigeria for you to register with all the government agencies that are required. That way, when you want to repatriate your money back to your country, you don't have any problems. So apart from registering your company with the Corporate Affairs Commission, it is advisable that you register with the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission. That way, you are telling the government that, oh, I am a foreigner, I am coming to do business in your country, and I want you to know that I'm here. So that way, you can also benefit from tax incentives and any other related benefits, tax holidays. Now, once you do that, you are given a business registration. Then you now move to the business permit approval, which is with the Nigerian Immigration Service. If you intend to bring in an expatriate, or you want to be the MD of the company in Nigeria, you must have what we call it a SEPAC permit, which is the expatriate quota permit, which will be granted to you once you apply to the Immigration Service. A large part that a lot of investors fail to do is to obtain what you call a certificate of capital importation. What your certificate of capital importation shows you is that you have imported money, you have imported foreign exchange into Nigeria. And you can do it through any of the registered banks. You make an application. When you bring in your foreign currency, you are given a certificate. So when you want to repatriate your money back to your home country, you can present that because that is the proceeds of your investment in Nigeria. It makes it easier. And those who have not been able to do that have to resort mostly to the black market, where the rates are slightly much higher than what you get from the normal banking system. Next slide, sir. So I have also given you a short incorporation checklist for those who are interested in doing registrations. You must have 2 suitable names. We need to know the objectives and the business nature. For registered office, what we do is we can help clients who need just a registered address to use our address. We need to know the details of the share capital, who are the shareholders. Now, many people ask that, can a foreigner own 100% of the company in Nigeria? Yes, a foreigner can own 100% of the company. But for operational purposes, up until you get your expatriate quota permit, that is your residence permit, you will not be able to open a bank account. So sometimes we also advise that nominee shareholders can be appointed so that the company can at least get the whole structure on ground, pending when the foreigner comes in to fully set up all the operations of the company. Now, the identification documents are mostly the same, like you find anywhere in the world. Usually your passport is the most ideal, and we'll have the passport of all the shareholders and directors and the company secretary. So next slide, sir. So this comes to taxation. Prior to
Mr.
some,
you can speed up a little bit considering your
okay,
flight.
okay. Yes, I'll speed up. Yes. So we have 3 tiers of taxation for companies. We have for small companies, we have for medium size, and we have for large companies. So small for less than 25 million, medium for less than 100 million, 25 to 100, and large for over 100 million and above. So that's the way we have it. For less than 25, you don't pay any income tax. For 25 to 100, you pay 20, and anything above is 30%. Next slide, sir. This is also a list of all the additional taxes that we need to pay. The VAT 7.5, capital gains tax is about 10%, withholding tax is 10%. Then we also have minor levies, tertiary education, stamp duty, and the Nigerian Cybersecurity Fund. So those are usually deducted based on the profits. Next slide, sir. So to set up your business operations in Nigeria very quickly, once you do the registration, like I mentioned to you earlier, you have the NIPC registration, the immigration, and the state and local government tax. I think that is very important. You need to acquire your TIN. Many companies sometimes fail to do that until when they get into trouble for tax purposes. So it's very, very important, and you can obtain your expatriate quota. Now, I'm going to talk about opening a bank account later. That's also stated there, but it's necessary that you appoint an auditor for easy accountability and also for transparency. And you can secure premises or also use a virtual premise to conduct your business. So we have employment contracts and other operational agreements that can also be considered. Next slide, sir. So I have just given you a short brief on the business bank, opening a business bank account in Nigeria. Often, most times, like I mentioned earlier, if all the shareholders of the company and directors are foreigners, it will be difficult for you to open a bank account until you obtain a bank verification registration. And that is only available once you obtain your residence permit. But apart from that, I think they're basic. You provide your certificates, the memorandum of articles, the resolution of the board, and the passport photographs, and also reference letters from 2 Nigerian companies. That's very important. And also your utility bills. Next slide, sir. So I'm rounding up. I just gave you a short history of ourselves. We've been around for over 50 years. We're a legacy law firm set up around 1972 by our late founder, Honorable Justice Akın Sanda. So we have done quite a lot of considerable work, mostly within 3 particular areas, which I'm going to highlight now. But I just felt it was necessary for us to give you a history I joined the firm in 1999, and I've been overseeing a lot of the works that we do in the firm till date. Next slide, sir.
Mr. Akın, correct me if I'm wrong. Your father used to be Minister of Justice?
No, it was a judge. It was a
Judge,
judge.
okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes. So we have the professional services that we offer. The first one is cross-border trade and investment. That's the reason why I'm here in Turnkey. I'm glad to say that I've been able to meet very wonderful people here, including my colleague, Mr. Dari, and also Mr. Riza. I've done some work for some of our colleagues, and I'm still looking to work for our colleagues and also advice where necessary. I'm available for advice. So the scope of services we run, we do market entry support with some of our other partners. We do compliance and due diligence. If you need to look at any distributor, you want to know more about them in Nigeria, we can help you. We do import and export trade, just like I mentioned. That's sometimes so we also check right from you, they have the capacity. What they're promising you, is it what they can they can actually deliver on. So we also do intellectual property registration. This is very important for a lot of manufacturers and those who are who want to sell products in Nigeria. The law in Nigeria is that you must register your the trademark of your product before you can sell. And also we help you work on how you can manage it better without leaving it in the hands of other people who will now start playing tricks with you. There are quite a lot of that. We do debt recovery for those who have been owed money, and we do notarial services. I'm a notary public as well, and we also do the residence permits for foreigners. And again, with our partners, accountants, and the rest, we can do one-stop business support services for you, and also JV projects advisory. So we run a broad spectrum of clients representation that we have done work for in the past, and I'll be happy to discuss with anyone who is interested here on getting some further advice. Next slide, sir. So the other area is corporate and commercial, where we basically help you do incorporation, employment contracts. We do, I mean, just the general work, supply contract, distribution agreements, everything that is required to be done in a company, we do it. And we work with quite a lot of broad scope of clients. Most particularly, so that's the last one. Mr. Rashid, can you hear me? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Your
Yes.
voice breaking.
So, okay, so sorry about that. So this is the real estate, the real property sector. I must tell anyone who is working in this area, particularly those who are manufacturing, this is really booming. There are a lot of opportunities within the real estate sector, not only for construction, but also the sale of construction or building materials. We have done quite a lot of work in this sector, particularly for real estate developers, some who have built up to 100. There's a lot of infrastructure projects that are coming up on board in Nigeria and by the government. So I would say maybe the bigger companies or the medium or intermediate companies who are interested can look at most of the the tenders that are available online. They usually come up every week. You can go to tenderinfo.net or .com to see any of those things that you're interested in. And if you require further inquiry, you can reach out to me and we'll look at how feasible those kind of tenders are for you. So we've done the broad spectrum of property contracts, but mostly working with energy So we have an ebook which I'm going to share on the group today about doing business in Nigeria. It gives you a broader idea of what maybe, I mean, you can get some questions answered there. And if you require any other clarification, you can reach out to me and I can definitely support you on that. So with that, on that note, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present. I hope I've been able to at least give you some information that you can use, and I'm available to have a chat with anybody. I would love to do up to 10 one-to-ones this month. So please, anybody who is available, help me so that we can move
Mr.
together.
Akın,
Thank you very much.
how many minutes you have for Q&A session?
I can still do 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can do 10 minutes. That's fine.
So we don't want you to miss the plane.
No,
so
I
10
won't.
minutes.
I won't. Yes.
It was one of the best professional presentations I have ever seen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It is clear that you are a reliable legal service company. Also, you provide business services. Anyone who wants to enter Nigeria. Thank you very much. And if you have questions, please raise hand. Mr. Akın has limited time.
Hello, I want to ask something.
Go ahead, Erkan.
How many days needed for this business? I mean, establishing a
company setup.
Yeah, company setup in Nigeria. How many days I need to be there if I want to go Nigeria for set up a business?
Mr. Akın, he has to be there personally, or he can do it online as well? I think he's, yes. Can you hear us, Mr. Akın?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, Mr. Akın, you got the question?
Yes, he was asking whether he has to come to Nigeria. He can do it online. He can do it online.
Also, how many days to set up a company?
Depends on his name. We have to do a name reservation. But it could take up to a month if we have any queries. Because we need to, first of all, understand that his name is not being used by somebody else or another company before they now give the approval. But it shouldn't take long. It could take less than that.
Like 1 week?
I wouldn't. I would say let's give it 3 weeks from the date the name has been approved.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
We have Mr. Ragip from Senegal. He's Mr. Ragip, can you hear us? He is joining. Yes. He's stuck in traffic.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry,
Mr. Ragip is in Senegal, Dakar, for exhibition to exhibit his shower systems. Okay. I provided him like 10 useful contacts. Please connect with them. They will help you, Mr. Ragip. Also, if you have useful contacts for Mr. Ragip, you have his number in the network from Senegal. He wants to reach architects, construction companies, construction material buyers. Ragip,
yes,
go ahead.
We are going to Sencom Fair. Today is fair showroom will be established. So we are going to there. My connection can be weak. Sorry for this. But if you have any contacts in Senegal, please share with. And it's very useful for me if you can share. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ragıp, please use my contacts I gave you.
Yes, yes. I started contact with them also. So one of them we will do a face-to-face meeting, and also after that I will give you some feedback and the other things.
Yeah, Miss.
Thank you so
Miss
much for
Mariam
your
can-
sharing. It's very, very, very valuable contacts for me. Thank you so much, Mr. Rashid.
Yeah, Miss Mariam can help you also. She was ex-turnkey member. She visited Istanbul many times. Any other question for
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Akın?
Thank you so much.
Dari, would you add any comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I mean, my senior, I said it all. Nigeria is open for business. Nigeria is a good place. So like I say to the talks are coming in late to the game, to the party, because up until now, the Lebanese, the Indians, they are here, and they've not left, a lot of them, so this is an open invitation to the talks. I know the talks are not very explorative, but the Nigerian market is a good place for you to consider when you're thinking of the African market.
Yes, also
It's,
the Nigerian
Mr.
market is open market. Yes, you are
Yeah,
correct.
between both of us, you can't go wrong. And with God, inshallah, will guide you and will make profit. The Turkish businesses that came in recent times, they're really, topping the charts, as it were. There's the Ayat group, Ayat Olden. You understand? They're topping the chart. Okay, so Mr. Rashid, can you hear me?
Yes, I turn off your video so we can hear you better.
Okay. Okay, so let me do secret. I went to Vestal the other day.
You went to Westel in Lagos?
No, Vestal at Vestal Electronics.
Yes, they opened the store in Lagos.
No, so what they want to do right now in Nigeria, they want to set up an assembling plant in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, and so that's one of the things we're beginning to talk with Vesta about and everything. So for anybody doing business in Turkey as well, and you're thinking of, okay, you know what, can I do assembling, local assembling? That could be another that could be another opportunity to venture into. You understand? So that's what is happening in Nigeria. So Nigeria is beautiful. We'll welcome you all from airport to airport services. We're here to give you all the VIP treatments, and you will love it here. Thank you.
Welcome. When I was in Nigeria, Mr. Dare received me, and he did as he said, from airport to airport. He has taken us to hotel, to potential buyers. We made many meetings, and we did the same when he came to Turkey. Mr. Akın, any closing remarks before finish the session?
Thank you very much, Mr. Rashid. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you all for waiting to listen to me. Thank you for your attention to the presentation. And I just wanted to add something to what Mr. Dari said. For what you call it, for assembly plants, I think that might probably be a very good place for those who are into the manufacturing business. So I'll give you a very short example. If you want to bring in your goods in whole, you might be paying up to 20% import duty. But when you bring your goods in as SKD or CKD, they're the same materials. You're just bringing a smaller plant to come and couple them up. You can I'll be rest assured that you have very, very impressive profits. And that is what the Chinese are doing, because they are now assembling cars in Nigeria now. They're doing all the assembly of cars in Nigeria. There are about 3 or 4 models, even electric cars, they're being assembled in Nigeria now. They're assembling motorcycles in Nigeria now. They're assembling tricycles. They're assembling trucks in Nigeria now. So anything that can be assembled, and I can assure you that once thing is scarce, so there's a huge what do you call it, exchange rate for it. So apart from that, I would love to speak to as many people where possible who want to, just for informational purposes. So thank you very much, Mr. Rasid, and thank you everyone for listening to me today.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Another advantage, Mr. Akın, I would like to add the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
Yes, please.
Once the
Yes.
product is made in Africa, you can export it to any African country without paying duties.
Yes, that is correct.
So that is another advantage. Thank you
That's
very
correct.
much.
Thank you.
I shared your presentation in the network. You can also post your booklet.
Yes,
And
I'll do that.
I will share the presentation link, video link with you.
Thank you.
Have a nice week. Have a nice day, everyone. See you
Thank
next
you.
time, inshallah. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Have a safe flight.
Thank you, Mr. Rasi. Thank you.